Hello, I'm Ken Bullock, and together with my partners Carlos Mejia and Eric Smith, we have devised a contemporary solution to the timeless question, what's for dinner? Having met during our MBA pursuits at Washington State University, the three of us began a class project that we hoped would earn us an A. But that project led to much bigger goals when we realized we developed the framework for a best-in-market solution to one of America's most frustrating conundrums. We thank you for your time as we take you through our business proposal and the opportunity it holds for you. People are busier today than ever before, with so many competing priorities, including family, work, friends, and extracurricular activities. Shopping for groceries and home cooking is often the last thing on our minds. Instead of healthful, nutrition-packed meals prepared fresh in our kitchens, many of us opt to dine out or take out in order to save time. On top of that, we don't know what to cook, and shopping for ingredients is a hassle that simply doesn't fit into our schedules. For those that lack the ability to shop for groceries, the meal options are pretty grim. Fast food, prepared foods, and restaurants provide meals that are full of sugar, fat, and salt. On top of that, they take time to acquire and are almost always more expensive than cooking at home. Alternatively, meal kit delivery systems seem like a good option, but they have drawbacks as well. Customers must order from extremely limited menus days in advance. The meals are highly packaged and have an enormous carbon footprint. They also lack freshness. And then there's the cost, which is substantially higher than shopping for groceries. By consuming these products, we know we're not eating our best food or living our best lives, but we don't have any other options, right? Well, with your help, we soon will. eatFRESH is here to change the way we live. For a small monthly fee, our users can download our app to their smartphones and instantly have access to thousands of recipes, nutritional information, cooking demos, and customized recommendations. Once recipes are selected, our app works with large grocers, local markets, CSAs, and your pantry to provide the best possible ingredients at the lowest available cost. Customers can choose what they want for dinner on their lunch break and have it delivered or prepared for pickup on their way home from work. eatFRESH combines the best attributes of grocery stores, local markets, recipe websites, and meal kit delivery providers in one easy-to-use resource to simplify our lives. Our value proposition is simple, and it goes straight to the heart of the needs of the American families. eatFRESH takes the hassle away from cooking healthy, delicious meals for you and your family. That's it. It's that simple. We want to eliminate the hassle of cooking so we can bring families back together. We want people around the table and around the stoves in the kitchens communicating with one another the way that it used to be. The eatFRESH leadership team is well balanced and tested. Coming from different but complementary backgrounds, our team works hard, challenges one another, and gets along extremely well under pressure. So let's meet the team. First up, there's me. I'll be acting as Chief Executive Officer. I have an extensive career in the wine and hospitality industries, and I've held several key leadership roles focused on consumer acquisition and retention. My knowledge will be instrumental to understanding consumer preferences and strategizing application functions. Additionally, my sales background will prove critical for the acquisition and maintenance of partnerships with growers and grocers. Next up, Carlos Mejia, Chief Operating Officer. Carlos has successfully led interdisciplinary teams for product deployment and project development in the oil and gas industry. With over 15 years of experience, Carlos's leadership will be critical to the development and implementation of the app-based service, both from the virtual standpoint as well as fostering a reliable value and supply chain. Next, Eric Smith, Chief Financial Officer. Eric is a registered CPA, has widespread understanding of corporate finance, and has held posts from enterprise auditing to corporate controller over his successful career. Eric's knowledge and direction will be essential as eatFRESH strives to deliver on its value proposition while maximizing profitability and returns to our investors. But we can't do this alone. Luckily, we already have a talented board of directors in place. In addition to Carlos, Eric, and I sitting on the board, we have Leonardo Pardo, founder and CEO of Don Truck, Christy McFarland, Chief Strategy Officer at New Seasons Market, and Juan Jose Veneza, CEO of Group Volante. And finally, we have a deep advisory committee, all of whom were essential in developing the products in the early phases and have been involved throughout the process. So let's take a look at our industry. As pioneers of this new technology, we have to define our industry by evaluating tangential industries. Health and wellness, meal kit delivery services, and online grocery shopping services all provide clues as to how our new industry will perform. All signs in those three industries point to a positive market for eatFRESH. Taken one by one, the health and wellness industry in 2018 produced $4.5 trillion in revenue. That reflected a 6.4% CAGR over the last 5 years. Breaking down further, there was $703 billion in healthy eating, nutrition, and weight loss in 2018. Since healthy nutrition and weight loss will be part of our core values, this is a very interesting sector for us. Meal kit delivery systems, though new on the market, have produced $5 billion in revenue in 2019. That's also on the rise. Online grocery shopping, a newer sector, has produced $42.3 billion in revenue in 2019. If we get just a small piece of each one of these markets, we're going to be well on our way to profitability for eatFRESH. The SWOT analysis pictured here is available in the appendix. Again, like all other signs from this industry, it shows favorably for eatFRESH's future. Within these enormous industries, eatFRESH has to carve out its own niche. We plan to launch eatFRESH in Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, and Los Angeles, California. And our target market is comprised of men and women from their mid-20s to their mid-40s who have discretionary income, care about their well-being, as well as about the earth, are health conscious, and have a desire to cook. There are millions of opportunities to convert these archetypes into eatFRESH loyalists.
Thank you, Ken. Hi, my name is Carlos Mejia, founder and partner of eatFRESH. I'm acting as the operations director for the firm. I'll be talking to you about our competitor analysis, our operations plan, our marketing plan, our strategic position, and how we plan to position the company for success. Initially, we'll look at our indirect competitors. We have established that the indirect competitors are outfits that are in the space and have the ability to bring or deliver food to the customers. So in that arena, we have supermarkets such as Aldi, Kroger, Whole Foods. We also have established meal kit delivery services such as Blue Apron, Home Chef, etc. And in addition, we established or we understood that fast food chains will also be a key competitor to us. How we differentiate the eatFRESH service would be through environmental stewardship and the ability to flex the offering to the customer. So the second piece of our competitor analysis focuses on the direct competitors to our service. These are outfits that have a similar offering to what we intend to put out in the market. So we found two outfits that can give us a run for our money, which are Yumly, who's currently executing their recipes online and operating through Instacart with partnerships with Walmart and Target. The second avenue of competition would be through the Food Network or recipe-based outfits, again with some type of agreement or partnership with Instacart or any of the other delivery services out in the market today. So our main threat and our main competitor will be Yumly. Why? Because they're already playing in the space. Our value proposition against theirs, we feel it's better because of our ability to be local and leverage on the local relationships with grocers, growers, co-ops, etc. Our competitive advantage, therefore, comes from our value proposition, straight from our value proposition, and it's based in simplicity. Our service will allow the user to tailor their meals to whatever they want, to the size of their family, to their needs for the day, or their plans for the week. Further to that, it's focused on a healthy and sustainable offering, which is very important to the niche target market we're planning to attack. It's cost conscious, and it's poised to be a time saver for our end user. So next, we'll look at our enablers and constraints for the business. In terms of enablers, we have four key elements, which are connectivity and technology, which drives and is the stepping stone for the business itself. Without it, we can't actually launch. The second two are intertwined with each other, so it's the partnership with the grocers and growers, as well as the partnerships with the delivery services. Without these two key elements, the business will be mute. And last but not least is quality, and being able to offer a quality service and a quality in delivery, a quality of the last mile concept. That without us being able to tap into that, the business will be futile. Now, as we explore constraints, we see three major items. The first being the low entry barriers in the market or in the business, where our competitors or our potential competitors can have the ability to enter easily, thus posing a risk and a threat to the business. Then the second piece would be our ability to influence our consumer and our target market in terms of cooking the food, the waste, cleanup, etc., versus the value proposition of freshness and health. And last but not least is actually our partners, which we identify as an enabler, not living up to the expectation and then damaging the image of eatFRESH. Now we'll move into our strategic position conversation. Basically, what we want to do and our aim as we launch this service is to be the best of the best in market, best alternative for meal service and meal delivery. How we are going to achieve that? We're going to do that by tapping into 5 key stepping stones. One being our revenue model, which is based on lean operations, not having WIP or high inventory numbers, as we have transferred that to our partners. And then the last mile concept, where we're going to partner as well with delivery services to be able to execute on our delivery portion of the transaction. Secondly, it's our values, where we want to strive to be independent, local, environmentally sound, and with a sense of corporate responsibility. That will drive the acquisition of our niche market. How? We have identified through research during our feasibility stage that the guys in the 35 to 55 year span, which is what we're attacking with our focus, with our marketing plan, are keen on the feel-good sense of establishing a community, living in that community, although more to the digital side, and being able to have an impact on themselves and those around them. That brings point number 5, which talks about technology as an enabler to that marketplace environment we want to create with eatFRESH. Now, talking about our marketing plan, the key proposition here is simplicity. Again, align with our value proposition. Therefore, what we want to do is focus the business towards the customer, being customer centric. How we're going to achieve that? By simplifying their life. We're basically a personal shopper or a personal concierge for our user. Now, in terms of sales strategy and how we want to attack the 2 avenues we have identified, is initially we're going to have to sell the product or the business to the potential partners, which will have more of a direct personal sales, traditional, if you may. And then on the second piece is establishing our user base, which our financial studies have shown is the key to the business success. That in itself will be initially on a word of mouth basis, and as the marketplace arena starts to grow and gain momentum, we'll drive towards a more online digital platform based marketing. Now let's dive into the operations plan. Our intent is to be, again, customer centric, as we talked about in the marketing plan section. Therefore, to us, understanding how the customer feels, being able to enable that customer to give us feedback, and tabulating that feedback so that we have lessons learned that we can use to better the business is key. So our operations will mainly consist of a back office environment with a sales team and a few customer service representatives, which will flex and grow as the business launches and is successful. In terms of managing inventory, we feel that given our marketplace scenario or footing, we're able to mitigate cost of carrying inventory. Therefore, being as lean as possible is our motto for business success.
Hello, everyone. After hearing from both Ken and Carlos, my job is to consolidate all of their knowledge and summarize it simply. In the same way that you cook dinner, eatFRESH's business plan follows all the steps that you'd go through to execute a perfect meal at home. By understanding the current market and the opportunity this presents, Ken started the presentation by taking you through the process of finding the perfect recipe for you and understanding why it would fit your taste, health, and economic needs. Carlos took this process one step further. Once you find the recipe, the next step is acquiring and preparing your ingredients. By understanding the competition and establishing a marketing operations plan that supports the strategic position, Carlos has prepared the organization to attack the market in a way that perfectly melds corporate assets. My job is to find the last bit of this, the execution of the recipe and final presentation. The first step in execution starts with the kitchen. The management organization plan essentially serves as your kitchen. Every kitchen has essential parts that allow it to work to achieve a final meal. Similar to your stove, refrigerator, and oven, Carlos, Ken, and I serve as those essentials that the company cannot function without. Ken is a sales director, focused on getting our product to our niche market. Carlos is the operations director, driving the flow and functionality of our website. I serve as director of finance, focused on maximizing return on investment and cash flow. Beyond these essentials, we do some key additions that broaden our abilities and maximize success. Given that this is a website-based application, we know we need a staff dedicated to IT and our platform infrastructure. Beyond that, we know that selling our product is not just a one-man job. While Ken will focus on the sales direction of the company, we need someone to execute the strategy within it as well. Knowing this company is built to change and adapt to our customer needs, we are also building the board of directors and advisory committee of specialists that can help us to manage weak points and pursue opportunities and trends. Though the kitchen is essential infrastructure, it allows us to cook our key elements like pans and utensils. Our technology is essentially the pan in the kitchen, the workhorse that requires serious investment. If designed and built properly, it can meet a plethora of needs. In building and designing our platform, we know it has to meet some key criteria. First and foremost, it has to work every time. Second, it has to be user-friendly. Third, it has to be aesthetically pleasing. Beyond that, it'll be designed to work with very little maintenance beyond updating recipes. The data gathered and algorithms created are designed to adjust our customers without manual effort. In addition to our pan, we also need to look at our kitchen utensils. They are our software and hardware. With the goal of running a very lean company, we have selected our software to meet basic needs while gathering the data that allows us to upgrade seamlessly at a later time. This also goes in line with our hardware needs, like servers and computers, that will be added later as the company grows and meets milestones. Everything in place, our kitchen, ingredients, pans, and utensils, the next step is bringing them together. To do this, we need a plan of how to use the assets properly and how much to use. This is the financial plan. It starts with an investment. With a true belief in the possibilities of the company, we're investing both our time and financial resources to build our MVP, which we expect to have complete and ready for small group testing in 3 months. The second phase of this is our first round. Without a strong customer base, we're asking investors for a smaller $500,000 initial investment. Once we have a customer base building and good reviews, we'll be ready to go for our round 2 investment of $1 million. Having run financials of the company, I know expenses are necessary to run lean and how much funding it really takes. Using conservative estimates based on planned user growth and attrition, we set an expected break-even date of Q1 year 4, 3 years after the round 1 investment. By growing to only 15,500 annual users by year 3, we expect to surpass financial goals. With everything in its proper place and working in unison, there are additional responsibilities while you're cooking to make sure everything turns out correctly. Given we are a company aiming to help people looking to improve their health, carbon footprint, and lifestyle, the plans of eatFRESH run completely parallel to a company aimed at establishing a socially responsible and practical addition to the business world. Beyond our mission of finding healthy, sustainable, low-waste products, we are also aiming to add additional value to the community in aiding small business, finding local suppliers, and minimizing waste in purchasing. With a large list of protocols put in place to make sure that we are adding value to the world as a business, it's important to point out that this isn't something that we aim to do. It's actually part of what allows us to sell our platform to consumers by giving them the ability to easily make choices without the need to review packages, check certifications, and validate suppliers. While helping our customers, we also plan to run our business in a similar way by pursuing Platinum LEED, B Corp, and Living Wage certifications. Once all the work is done and everything's complete, it's time to enjoy our creation, reflecting on how we got there and what to do next. Though you understand the development plan financially, we do need to spend some time looking at our plan physically. Our plan is a 3-phase plan focused on launching in specific cities that fit with our demographic and provide useful data that allows us to grow sustainably. Launch initially in Portland, Oregon gives us a city infrastructure with our key demographic that allows us to support the platform without growing too quickly. Based on this growth, we will then transition to phase 2 and 3. 2 new cities, each requiring a marketing-focused launch and evaluation data and growth abilities. Once we hit these targets, the evaluation of where we are begins. This transitions us to our exit plan. We will leave this decision to our investors and team at the time, but we're gearing for the ability to expand, sell, or acquire as we see fit. And finally, on behalf of the team at eatFRESH, Ken, Carlos, and I want to thank you for your consideration. We look forward to having you join the eatFRESH family as an investor and the opportunity to serve you in the future.